Sweet!
Sega sent me a code for Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 a little bit early, so I can't really review the whole thing right now, but I can give you some first impressions of playing this game. And man, do I wish that my buddy Tommy Tallarico was here with me to review this and talk about it. I got into some really big discussions with Tommy over the years playing Olympic Games, which are fun for a little while. They're always kind of fun because they're basically a series of mini games where you're doing the hurdles and you're doing the long jumps and the races and the, all kinds of scenarios, swimming and stuff. They've always adhered to that kind of format and formula, but Sega has been able to partner with Nintendo and do something creative with the Mario and Sonic Olympic Games where they get a little bit more cartoony, obviously, and a little more fantastical. And this is the first time that they've brought the game to the Switch. It's a Switch exclusive. So what they wanted to do was something a little bit special. And I have to tell you, I don't think that there's been an Olympic game that has made me smile as much and actually laugh out loud as much as this one.
Sweet! Hedgehog power!
It is a really charming title, and I had the suspicion that something special was up when I saw the game being played on screens all over the place at E3 earlier this year. I thought, man, this is cool. We've got characters on skateboards, we're doing some surfing, got a little rugby competition going on, and of course you've got your long jumps and your runs and your hurdles. But then they've also put in a whole bunch of really cool retro games, which kind of harken back to the days when these Olympic games started to hit the NES. And the whole idea here is that Dr. Eggman and Bowser have gone back in time. There's actually a story mode in this. They've gone back in time to the 1964 Olympics, which were also in Tokyo, and now we've got a series of retro events, and they're hilarious. Like, you'll do the vault, and you got to press a bunch of buttons in sequence, stick the landing, and you'll get scored. And the announcer is just so deadpan and droll and perfect and scratchy, like ripped right off of a cartridge.
Sonic's in the lead. Sonic keeping the lead.
So it's hard not to be charmed by this thing. And in fact, the first time that I started to do some jumps and stunts in skateboarding, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy fun. And it really is a very special experience to jump into this. And the other thing that they've added here are some dream type events as well. Like, there's actually a shooting event where you're running around inside of an environment, blasting away at different targets and trying to get more than your opponents are getting, which is actually pretty cool. And there's a karate dream event as well, and karate is one of the new ones that's included in here. In total, there are about 20 different 3D events, which is a sizable chunk of content there, and they're all playable with up to 4 players, either the Pro Controller or the Joy-Con or however you want to play it. And then there's also another 10 of the retro events in there as well. So there's lots of these sort of mini-game style sporting events and, characters from the Sonic universe and characters from the Mario universe, and I like it a lot. I'm having a good time with this title. I've also been able to enjoy it with my daughter and my nephew, who have both been sort of amused by the craziness of this. Yeah, it's made me smile, man. This game is cool.
A nice landing.
I'm going to continue to play, and I'll have a full review for you soon. I'm looking forward to diving a little bit deeper and playing a little bit more competitive multiplayer. And man, I wish Tommy was here so that he could trounce me with his double-jointed fingers on the right. I would look over at him, I'm like, how do you make your fingers move that fast? I guess it was all the piano playing that he did.
A round of applause for our athletes.
Sometimes these games are made for like a very specific crowd, but I think that even if you love these characters and you're not so much into the Olympic stuff, this is something that you might want to keep your eye on. It's pretty cool.